Yes, I am talking about losing money, because let's be real. Oftentimes before we get to the million, before you see the people that are creating six figures, there have been so many times that they or we have fallen down flat on our faces. So I, for one, am done with selling anyone on the boat that things will always happen overnight. Now, granted, things may happen sometimes quickly, sometimes you get connected with someone. There's all kinds of possibilities, limitless possibilities for that to happen. But oftentimes, the journey can involve a lot of what I call winning or learning, or failures or losing. And think about it, you guys. When we're children, or when we watch little kids walking or trying to walk, we see them getting up on their little stubby legs, and I've got pictures of me stumbling around on my little fat legs, running around places or running around the Basilica in Rome when my parents were getting ready to leave a refugee camp in Italy. And we cheer each other on. And we're like, oh, the baby's so cute. Oh, he fell or she fell. Oh my God, that's so cute. Somewhere along the way, when we become older, teenagers, adulting, we lose the, oh, it's so cute, they're trying. Then it becomes oftentimes the judgment, the pointing fingers, the laughing, the you can't do that. Let's stop doing that. Let's stop pointing the finger when someone's trying and they're already in such a vulnerable state that likely they're doing something brand new, just like a baby learning to walk, when maybe their circumstances are in complete chaos. Hello, pandemic. Anyone had like a crazy time? Even though I left to travel the world the end of 2020, 2020 was super challenging and hard for me from every single direction. Okay, yes, I had my health, thank you God. Yes, I had a home and an apartment, and I had parents that helped me, but it was super hard despite me pouring in effort, pouring in work. Anyone else on that train too? That sometimes you're like, I'm doing all the things, I'm praying, I'm meditating, I'm doing the journaling, the money clearing exercises, and I take time to be, I take time to rest, I'm taking the aligned, inspired action, but things aren't happening as quickly as you would like. Or your past decisions or your circumstances are instead knocking like at the door or on the side of your head, and it's a miracle that you're even here. So I want to acknowledge you. I want to celebrate you, that you are still alive, that you haven't quit, that you keep getting up to #create it. Because you know what, friend? One thing that I always say is create, transform, and inspire, because you are born to. You are. No matter what anyone tells you, no matter what the world tells you, align yourself with truth and love and who you are created to be. So what I learned from losing millions of dollars in proposals, yes, I'm gonna show you the behind the scenes on my ClickUp from this year alone. You guys, within literally the last 90 days, I've pitched over $7 million in ongoing CMO, CFO type work. So Chief Marketing Officer, Chief Financial Officer. That's one of the things I am focusing on scaling. Influencer management work. Yes, I've won some work. Yes, things are transitioning in many ways. No, I'm not at six figures yet. No, I'm not at seven figures yet. I am at five figures, like many of you out there that are. So just so you can see for your own eyes, this is one of the dashboards I have created in ClickUp. Now you can see active proposals right here of 854, opportunities which can include things like partnerships, investors, etc., launch forecast for 2022, existing contracts within less than 3 days. This is still not updated from Kajabi and others. And then closed one in the last 90 days, closed one total, and some of that is direct cash, but some of it is direct value. And then look at this. This is what I wanted you to see. This is the level of work and initiative, and this is tied to our accounts and operations, opportunities of consistent outreach, pitches directly on B2B, and some of this, a lot of this is also directly on business to consumer with online courses and different things as well, and brand partners, as well as influencers, as well as online launches and tracking things like email tracks. But anyway, I digress. So this is, since I started using ClickUp, I think about 2 years ago now, this gives you a figure, and a lot of this is exact or actual. This is like if I found an ongoing influencer management or marketing opportunity, say for $150,000 a year. This is your closed loss within the last 90 days. 4.4 million. Okay. And it's become to where, whether it's this or online courses or whatever it is that I am creating, it's like, okay, what am I learning from this? What am I learning from this opportunity? What am I learning from this platform? And how can I translate this to help others? Shorten the learning curve, make it faster, because you guys, to whom much is given, much is required. And to me, I'm one of those, and I've been like this my whole life, that, hey, if I'm being aligned or I'm being challenged to this level, what's on the other side of this on my journey of financial freedom? Then this shows you additional investor opportunities and meetings within the next 30 days or less. So let's get back to the video. In the journey, they're in the trenches, and you're looking around like, I've put in work like I don't know what. Like at this point, you guys, in my entrepreneurial journey, I've put in more work, both mentally, spiritually, and practically, than I did years ago in corporate at this point. Now, I'm not yet compensated for that, but I'm also trusting that some things are happening quicker, that some things I get to get up again, I get to persevere, I get to learn, I get to figure it out, okay? So some of the things that I've learned, and I'll show you some of the behind the scenes on ClickUp as well towards the end of this video, so don't leave yet. Okay, so there's 5 different things I really want to get in on that I've learned. Number 1 is identify who you serve and how to communicate with them. Okay, so how I communicate in a pitch, on a proposal with Upwork, like I just won a ongoing digital marketing project on a crypto and financial platform on Upwork. So how I communicate there is different, say, than how I may communicate on a more story end basis with an influencer seeking influencer management. Okay, so being cognizant, being aware of that and how to shift that. Okay. Number 2, imagine how you and others want to feel in the experiences that you offer. So what is the transformation? What are the benefits? What are they receiving? What are the steps? So lay it out like a menu. Lay it out like your favorite dish. What's the main course? What are the sides? You know, if you have a dessert, what's the dessert? Like my dessert would be a smoothie bowl, okay? Number 3, and this is where we often get tripped up, is take action consistently. So one of the things I've learned, you guys, so years ago, I would keep going no matter what, but I didn't really feel emotions like I feel them now. But now when I'm not sometimes hitting goals or achieving things, I get in a rut, like a day or 2 days a month. But I've learned, number 1, Katrina, your identity is not in your work or in your status or in your achievements. And that is where I used to focus my identity in. Number 2, to offset that, automate and delegate things. So even when you're in those moments, things are still moving. So one of my virtual assistants will still keep putting things together on a business development standpoint. We'll still be reaching out on those days on LinkedIn or whatever the task is that day. So that gives me comfort and offsets things, right? Then the other thing is you want to see what's happening on what platforms and where you're getting responses. So for example, I regularly now reach out to proposals and things on Indeed, on Upwork, on Braintrust, to name a few. So I track and see where I'm getting results. And I also challenge myself, okay, Katrina, is this opportunity really going to help you build and scale this online? while you're getting this consistent ongoing income, right? Speaking of online, in the meantime, of course, I'm still building online platforms like YouTube, like my Instagram, my online courses, the blogs, the shows, repurposing content, all the things, and also automating and delegating that. But let's go back to pitching, okay? Then speaking of, number 4, connect with communities online and explore opportunities. So think about platforms like the ones I just mentioned, Indeed, Upwork, like She's Wonderful, Travel Industry Marketing Association. These are some of the platforms and the tools I talk about in my 75 plus tools to create and scale a life and business you love, and in the Create It Summit online. So you can preview and dive deep into all of those. Then number 5, you want to learn and scale, but first, before you scale, simplify to amplify. So I always challenge myself as I'm setting things up, Katrina, how can you get this in 3 to 5 steps? How can you organize the steps to where the priorities and the most important, impactful things are up front in order to interact and to get to the income that you are focusing on getting? And that's the same thing I'm reshifting, you guys, with my online summits and online courses, and transitioning to align to community partners, to sponsors, to influencers, etc. So my first challenge to you would be have you even broken 6 figures in submissions or pitches or proposals, whatever your business is, whatever you're doing? Like, for example, in my online summits, I include tips, tools, and tech, like Herbalife Nutrition, like money tools, like Mint, like QuickBooks, like LivePlan, project management tools like ClickUp, and so many others. So are you leveraging and integrating that? And what are your goals? And are you quitting after the first launch that doesn't go how you want it to go? Well, then guess what? You just guaranteed you're not gonna ever get to those results. Yes, some people hit 5 figures out of the ballpark, or 6 figures, or 7 figures, after they've usually done XYZ amount of work in advance, maybe in a different industry, maybe in a different area. But maybe you're like me, where maybe in the past in corporate or in different things felt easier, or maybe your brain after college was more like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be like. But then we think as an entrepreneur, all of a sudden there's gonna be like this red carpet that rolls out and says, oh, my queen, you've arrived. Oh, no, guess what? We get to put in the work. And yes, there are wins every single day. I will be the first one to tell you, celebrate those wins. Note those wins. You got a response to this pitch. You got a response from this hotel. You made this online sale. You got a DM on Instagram, whatever it is. But if you're looking for the consistent and stable income that then grows, are you showing up to that level of stability and consistency and discipline? Because I can tell you, friends, even with 6 to 8 figure results consistently over and over in corporate as an entrepreneur, I've been called out myself on instability in different areas, on maybe not showing up. And it started with faith. It went into then my physical results of losing over 55 pounds. But then I started to see how I was still unstable in believing in myself, and believing that I could create and scale what I love, and believing that I could own and earn and have financial freedom and abundance and flow, that I could travel the world. And step by step, I've overcome those. I'm not financially free yet. I will be. I am on the journey, I am on the path, but I'm sharing this with you guys to know that that's why my question is to you, have you pitched at least 6 figures? Have you pitched at least $1 million? Are you even tracking that on tools like ClickUp or even Excel? Like I track on ClickUp, and I have a scorecard that I track all the things from business proposals to results to social media metrics on Excel. So I'll show you guys at a glance some behind the scenes, because here's the thing. The first and one of the most, yes, I love creating and scaling what I love, and I love inspiring others to do that too. But the other thing is, you guys, is initiative. Initiative is near and dear to my heart, because that shows me that you're taking action. That shows me that you're putting yourself out there and you're making a decision that no matter what, you're going to keep going. So that is my desire for you, to create, transform, and inspire, because you